I am super excited and I was going to say slightly fangirling, but a little more than slightly fangirling today, because I get to sit down with the one and only Melissa Etheridge. She's been hot and heavy in the music scene since her debut album back in 1988, and her most well-known album coming out in 93, Yes, I Am, reached multi-platinum status and even brought Melissa her second Grammy for Best Rock Vocal Performance Female for Come to My Window. The success didn't stop there, and Melissa Etheridge went on to release a multitude of amazing albums, contributed to countless charities, foundations, and causes, and really paved the way for a lot of LGBTQ foundations. She even received an honorary Doctor of Music degree and even snagged a star on the Hollywood Walk of Fame. So last year, you released your latest album, The Medicine Show. Didn't I come here to say I'm sorry? Now it's a party. And it was all geared up to go on tour to promote it, but obviously plans changed with the COVID-19 pandemic. So what is the most disappointing part of the tour being canceled?
Oh, well, I think the most disappointing part is that there's so many people out of work. So many people, my crew, my band, the venues, the people that work at the venues, the places surrounding the venues, that sort of is the first kind of hit thing. But after you take, that into consideration, just that I really love to perform. I love to be on stage. I've done it like every few months. I've done it since I was, 16. So it's what I know. And my last show was in November. So I'm really
detoxing.
Yeah, and that's one of the reasons I'm doing this daily show on Facebook. Is I just get up and do like 4 songs just to keep my mind and music and everything going.
Yes. Well, I have to say, when I got to listen to the Medicine Show and everything, and I still heard that Melissa that I grew into myself listening to back in the day. One of my favorites is I Know You.
You do not touch me as you rise. Your silent footsteps on the floor.
It gave me chills, and I wanted to go find my girl right then and there. But most artists refuse to actually name a favorite. But do you have one on the album that kind of stands out to you more than the others?
Oh, it's sometimes on albums there's like, oh, that's my favorite. That's the one I'm going to. The Medicine Show, usually the newer an album is to me, the more, I love them all sort of thing, because they're all fresh. I Know You is right up there for this album. That and Wild and Lonely, I really enjoy performing that. Actually, I do. I could start saying, well, then Shaking, and I could name about 4 or 5. So yes, it's hard to name one.
Yes. Well, you've been in the music industry and career for basically your whole life. But did you ever stop and wonder what your career would be if music never happened?
I have been asked that. I always thought music from age 3 on. I was just really, really interested. It was what really rung my bell, even though my parents weren't musical. But I think probably what really moved me was the thought of getting in front of people and sharing and teaching. So I thought my father was a teacher, so I probably would have been a teacher, getting up in front of people, sharing something. That's really what I enjoy.
Tonight you were scheduled to be in Canada, tomorrow New York. You really had a full schedule for your tour. So on the pluser side, what's your favorite part of the country to perform in when you go on tour?
There's different things I love. There are the actual physical places that I love to go to. There are beautiful, there's just towns that I run across that really, thrill me, that it's like, oh, this is, like little places in, Syracuse, New York, and and Albany, and then so there's places I love to go that don't have to do with performing. Then there's the actual audience, and that it can be completely different. It can be like, oh, here's this city again, but man, do I love the audience. I mean, I love Chicago. I do Chicago, Montreal, anywhere in New York, New Jersey. New Jersey, okay, might not be my favorite place to run around and do stuff in, but man, the audiences are outstanding. So I have a lot of love for that, and I could a huge list of places like that.
So I always ask this because some of the answers are hilarious, and I love this question. Do you have a useless talent or a guilty pleasure that not many people would know about?
Useless talent is I can bend my little, all the way down without bending the other. I can't do it on this side, but I can do it on there. I have no idea. It does.
That is crazy.
Yeah.
See, I love that kind of stuff.
I can also make my eyes shake. I won't do it here on this, but I know that freaks people out. So I try not to, because when you're a kid, you just, I can do this.
Yeah, now you got everybody that's going to watch this is going to sit here and do this for like next.
I know they're going to try to just get it. I know. Guilty pleasures. You know what? About 15 years ago, I decided that no pleasures of mine are guilty. I have no guilt about any of my pleasures.
Good. I came out as lesbian when I was 14, and my mom started crying, and she apologized to me. She said that it was because she listened to way too much Sarah McLachlan and Melissa Etheridge. And so if that's really how that happened, I would like to officially say thank you. And your toaster oven is in the mail.
Right. I can't, I've heard different stories like that. I've actually, heard a couple stories of people, it's my fault for playing so much. No. And then there's the people that refuse to play my music, to their kids because I was not allowed in the house, but they were gay anyway. So, I don't take responsibility for it.
So you've mentioned in previous interviews that your father gave you your very first guitar. Do you still have that guitar today?
No, I don't have my first 4 guitars that I got. I traded each one in for the next one, and then the last one it got stolen. So those my first 4 guitars. I know. I wish I did, but I don't.
So with so many huge albums under your belt, does songwriting and development get any easier over the years, or maybe even harder?
The process changes. Where I used to, in my 20s and early 30s, I would write all the time. I mean, that was all I was doing. Is if I wasn't, playing a gig, I was, in my house, in my apartment or bedroom or wherever I was, and writing music. And then, in my 30s, I had children, and that changes everything. And so now, you have children and a life, so you have to schedule those things. So the process changes, yet the actual alchemy of changing a thought and a feeling and an inspiration into a piece of music and words, that's something people say, how do you write a song? I don't know, how do you not write a song? I just do it. And that process doesn't change. You just have to allow it.
So what's the strangest, most embarrassing, or outright terrifying thing that has ever happened to you while performing?
Well,
I'm sure you get panties thrown at you a lot.
Yeah, I got a lot of that's calmed down since the 90s. The 90s were full of lingerie and things, and lots of people jumping up on stage. We're all a little older now, and we're not so much jumping up on stage anymore, and that's a good thing. It happens every now and then.
I would still jump on stage for you, Melissa.
It was crazy there in the 90s. It was that was fun. I've fallen off the stage before. That was that was in Jones Beach, New York. Fell off. I hurt my leg a little bit, but mostly I hurt my, my pride, and it was mostly embarrassing. But it was at the very, very end. So I was doing hands, and there was like a stage crush. Everybody kind of crushed up, and I was like, oh, so I moved to the side and didn't remember that the stage actually went like that. And so I just, I've been on my first tour bus I was ever on. The wheel came off of it, but we were okay. You get things like that.
Gotcha. So other than your loved ones, if you could choose anyone in the world to be quarantined with, who would it be?
Somebody talented and really smart. Somebody like Adele. Wouldn't you like to just laugh with her and sing and write music?
She's
and
so
stuff?
majestic too.
Yeah.
Yes.
She's a good person.
From your first debut album to your most recent, do you still have the same musical influences, or do they change throughout your musical journey?
I definitely have those, the ones that have always influenced me, like Joan Armatrading and Peter Gabriel and Bruce Springsteen, and yet I am always inspired by new artists and changing music, like the technical advances in music and what you can do, and how you can write, and those things bring out different inspirations in me, and different artists that are doing stuff like that. I'm constantly inspired by new artists too.
Gotcha. Well, at the end of everything, I always leave it open. If there's anything you want to shout out about what's coming up in the future, or what your plans are going to be, any new music you're working on, this is you to shout out to everybody. So.
Well, I tell you, it is, it's an interesting time we're all in now. And I find that the one thing I've always loved and counted on, which is to, make music for people live, is hindered these days. And that's that sort of shifts my focus of what I'm doing now. So I've kind of shifted gears a bit, and I'm doing this right now. It's just on Facebook every day, 3:00. I've done 32 shows. Today's the 33rd, where I just do like 4 numbers. I've been actually going through my whole entire catalog. I've done over 100 and something songs. Hey, Melissa Etheridge here. I am coming to you live on my Facebook page. That's the fan page, Melissa Etheridge. Every day, I'm coming to you live with 4 songs, about 30 minutes, every day at 3:00 Pacific Standard Time, 6:00 Eastern Time, 10:00 in London. It's morning time in Australia, but I'm there every single day till we get through this, trying to bring some love and joy through the power of music. I hope to see you there. Much love. And I'm doing that, but I'm also working on getting more opportunities to directly reach fans, like through like a pay-per-view thing where I can connect right with fans, and pay the bills. So,
Exactly.
So, and my wife and I are fixing up, we have a studio, actually, this is my office here, but we have a studio that we're fixing up, and really going to maybe create some more visual opportunities, and also record some stuff. So we're busy.
Nice. Nice. Well, with you being busy, I won't keep you, but I do still want to thank you so very much for taking the opportunity to talk to it. I'm still fangirling. I might have to go take a Xanax or something. So.
Well, I look forward to get back out on the road, so that we can all do what we love by listening to the music and getting together. So I appreciate this interview.
Absolutely. Thank you.